All right. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? We are here on Vamily Morning Show number 10, and we have Samantha Lee's originals with me today. Um, and hello, Quebec. I know you're going to be out and about, and you got the sticker. Hello, little bit. Hello, Jerry Holly. Hello, Gina Payne, and thank you for sharing me out. Um, so Samantha Lee, I've been watching her for a little while. I think I first saw you on Daydream About Nice Things. Um, and I gotta say that uh, your music is very unique. You play the ukulele,
Mhm.
and it's very interesting. How did you decide to start playing the ukulele out of all the instruments?
That's pretty funny that you asked me that. I've only been playing the uke since October. Um, I picked it up because I heard that keyboard pianists, it's pretty much same type chords and pretty easy.
Hmm.
So my keyboard broke on me out of nowhere, and I couldn't afford a new one. So instead of paying $1,000+ on a new keyboard, I went into the music shop and spent $60 on a uke and
Right.
started taking lessons on YouTube. And yeah, I learned it within a weekend. So it's an
That's
easy instrument to learn if you've got the time to sit down and do it. So
so you have experience as a playing piano then?
mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Was that your first instrument as
Yeah.
piano?
Hmm.
Okay. How long ago did you start playing that?
I started playing by ear when I was 7 years old.
Wow. Wow,
So
by
yeah,
ear. That's really
yeah.
cool because I always wanted to play by ear. Like my older brother could learn stuff by ear, but when I play in playing in uh guitar and trying to learn it, I can only learn by chord charts or tabs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I could never pick it up by ear. So I'm always impressed that people can pick stuff up by ear.
Yeah.
Do you remember was do you remember the one of the first songs you picked up and were your parents like surprised that you picked it up?
Yes, the first song I ever picked up was Richard Marx, Right Here Waiting for You. And my parents were just
Whoa, I love that song by
blown.
the way. I love that song
Yeah,
by the way.
me too. And I was sitting there playing it and they were like, "Where did she learn that?" I've never had lessons. I can't
Mm,
read music at the time and this and that, and they were just yeah, they were just clueless.
I could like I picture it like you're just over there like your parents have a piano or whatever, a
Hmm.
keyboard. You're just over there playing and your parents are maybe in the other room and all of a sudden you go do 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 and they're like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, they probably thought it was a ghost or something.
I bet probably pretty soon after that they probably started putting you in lessons though. Because you
No,
had
actually, it's funny because mom was busy, and dad worked out of town. So really, I just kept playing by ear, and my music teacher at school taught me a couple things here and there. But no, yeah, I've never really sat down and had piano lessons. I just always kind of went with it and picked it up myself.
right. So you
Yeah.
learned to read music all on your own then too?
No, that was taught to me in chorus, choir, honor choir, and all that. So,
Okay, that's pretty
yep.
cool. So,
Yeah,
you play the piano and then you sing, and now you picked up the ukulele. So that makes sense of why you picked up the ukulele so fast
yeah.
then too, because you just have a natural ability for hearing tones and instruments and all that kind of stuff.
Um, I I could never play the guitar, but
Mm,
I think that since it's got four strings and it's smaller, easier to hold on to, and the notes are similar to the keyboard, it just I don't know. I picked it up quick.
yeah.
I can't explain it. It's weird. But I've seen other people learn it fast too. So it's
Right.
not, yeah.
Yeah. When you because we were talking before, and you started your channel about 2 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So
2018.
what was the original spark that made you decide to start putting it on YouTube?
You know, I live in Alaska, and it's not necessarily the land of opportunity for songwriters. So I figured it was the quickest way to share original music with people. And, you know, I met some good friends on there when I started out. So I just kept going, you know, like it was a good way to, you know, converse with other musicians around the world and like-minded people who were into your lyrics, writing, whatever. Yeah, it's been cool. So I just kind of stuck around.
Has there been any any surprises with musicians that have like left a comment or reached out to you that you're surprised to listen to your stuff so far?
Not anybody fame wise, but you know, there are very other like talented musicians that have reached out to me and wanted to collab and this and that's pretty mind blowing. And you know, I mean, it's always good when somebody appreciates your work, because you know, I mean, we all have our insecurities and all that stuff. So it's nice when somebody comes along who creates music as well, and they're like, "This is awesome, dude," and you're like, "No way." Like, thanks. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, no, yeah.
It probably motivates you to write more music too, having
of course.
stuff like that happen.
Yeah, definitely doesn't hurt.
How'd you end up in Alaska? Were you born there, raised there?
I was born here. My dad was in the Air Force and was stationed up here. And when he got out, my parents decided to stay up here. And all four of us kids were born here. I'm the youngest of three girls and the third of four children. My brother's the youngest. But yeah, I'm like the middle child. So
you got to get that attention somehow. So playing Richard Marx is the easy way to get it.
It's a fight. No, I my brother was actually the first drummer for Portugal the Man. That band that they recently won Grammys for their famous song "Feel It Still." But he came home to be a family man, and they replaced him as the drummer. But yeah, he's musical too. But that's about it. Just him and me. My parents aren't musical. My other sisters, they're not musical.
There's probably someone in your family line that was
my great grandma was a jazz pianist and a vocalist, so that's where my grandma says I get it from. So.
You gotta be. She's a jazz pianist. Yeah. It's kind of weird to learn history like that, and you go, "Oh, that's probably where something like that came from in my life," you know. So it used to be Faith in the Fall, we were talking about before, but your husband's so busy that he can't really be on there with you anymore, and so you changed it to Samantha Lee's. What's been your favorite performance that you did with him on your channel?
Oh, together, there's a song that we do called Change, and it's just a really positive song, and I love the sound of it. The harmonies are great, and we work well together on that one. So that would be my favorite one. Yeah.
That and I've watched both of you play together, and you guys usually do play. You know, you play really well together, and your voices go really well together. What has been like? Have you played any not live on YouTube, but like any live shows around there?
Oh yeah, we've done several gigs here in Alaska. You know, there's one that stands out though. At the 420 festival, we played at Settlers Bay, and we're one of two bands there. And we got a full 45 minutes. So it was a real fun show, and we had a good time. But we've done, other gigs here and there, showcases, open mic nights, and etc. So yeah.
That's really cool. How is it performing in front of that many people compared to performing on YouTube? Because you have quite a bit of subscribers, so you could get quite an audience performing on YouTube. How is it different there in person, like energy wise and stuff?
Well, in person, it depends. If it's an indoor venue, it's a little bit more relaxed because you're not like worried about weather and stuff. If it's outdoors, you got rain sometimes, you got wind, fingers get cold for playing, and and then your nerves start to get to you because it's not going to go perfectly. But I mean, the crowd's always real supportive and fun, so we have a good time. But it is a lot different being like in person. The nerves are a little bit stronger, I would say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, little more anxious when you're up there and you can see everybody.
Well, you can also see their reactions as you're playing too, so you probably have to get used to that and not let that affect how you're playing.
Yeah, you kind of just gotta focus on something other than them. Like their faces, you just gotta kind of maybe the words, or just close your eyes and do your thing. But when they're happy and having a good time, it's a lot easier. You feed off their energy, and that makes for a good show. So
yeah. Right. Has there been do you have anybody that is like either commenting right away or go to your shows or whatever, that's like you could say is like almost like a super fan of your stuff?
I've got a few friends, and so does Jay, that they watch the channel and they come to every show we play at. They're dying for CDs and they keep asking when we're going to have those out. But yeah, we've got a few good friends and friends we've made along the way. We don't call them fans because we don't think like that.
Right.
They're our friends. So yeah.
Right. But it's still really cool to have people that like your stuff enough that they do that. Like what? Yeah. Hey, I want your CD. I want this. So when you've looked out at the songs you've written, mm-hmm. what one do you feel best represents like your heart that you really put out there the most?
Well, there's a song I wrote called Without Love, and that one, I kind of just bared it all and, left it out there. It's just pretty much a message, a positive one for sure. And, just kind of trying to remind everybody of what's really important is what I was trying to do. That one stands out in my head. And then the second one would be one I wrote for my father, and it's my most recent song. It's called Lucky Moon. He and I haven't always had the best relationship. We're doing good now, but, it just is very close to my heart. And, yeah.
And, because we were talking before, it's like therapeutic writing the songs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I try to tell people it's therapeutic just like on your YouTube channel. If you share what's going on and stuff like that, you don't feel like you have to hide anything. And Shannon Craft wants to know, have you ever played at Ivory Jack's? I don't know what that is, but it's probably a bar out there somewhere or something.
I believe that's probably in a town I haven't visited, because I've never heard of it.
Well, now you're gonna have to look it up and figure out.
Yeah, I am gonna have to check that out and see where it is. So Alaska's pretty big. Yeah, lots of different towns here. So, and I, being lived here for over 30 years, I have not been to all of them. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, she said it's in the Fairbanks area.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been there since I was born. So I'd have to go back and check it out sometime for sure.
Yeah, most people don't realize if you haven't seen it yet, go type in Google superimposed Alaska over the continental United States, over the 48 states, and you'll see how big Alaska actually is. So
we're right there with Texas.
well, you're bigger than Texas.
Yeah.
So
True, but not all of it's populated.
yeah. Well, it's hard to have all that populated too. It's not the easiest. It's not the easiest life living up there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, I am over 30 artist on the road. Believe it or not, I'm closer to 40 than I am 30. So
yeah, you don't look it at all. That's for sure.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, it's being happy and playing music that keeps you young. I'm telling you.
Yeah. No, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think I look that young, but that's just me. Because I'm, you look at yourself every day. You're like,
yeah. Well, it's the same with everything though. It's outside perspective that can make you, because when you're in it every day, it doesn't look that great, But there's probably people that watch you that wish they could sing as well or play as well as you, and so you might be like, oh, I missed a note on this. I didn't hit the pitch I wanted, but that's because you want so much of yourself that it's hard to look at a different way. Like people tell me, "Oh, good interview," and stuff like that, and it's like I missed this, I missed that, and so it's hard to but that's also a good thing too, because you're always going to try to get better.
Yeah, I am definitely my own worst critic, and I am so hard on myself. It's unbelievable. I'll do probably 10 takes of a song before I'm happy enough with it to upload. And Jay will be sitting there yelling at me going, that one sounded just like the one you did before and the one you did before that. And what the heck's the difference? And I'm just like, no, I heard this one part that bugs me. And he's like, stop, there's nothing there. It's all in your head.
Well, that's good. That's good to have though, because if you didn't have that right there, you know what I mean? You could get stuck in being, upset with yourself, and you almost never release anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
So you gotta really kind of watch out for. It's good to find people that you can respect their opinion enough to say, okay, you're right, and I'm not that bad, or you're right, and it's okay to release. But like me, I don't have anybody necessarily that's right here, so it's not the same. I've started to ask people. I'm like, hey, look at my stuff. What do you think I should change? But it's hard when you don't have that there. So you're lucky that your husband is there with you to help you out in those type of situations. How did you guys meet?
Oh, wow. We met in elementary school, believe it or not. And our parents were friends. My mom was a real estate agent. His dad owned a title company. So we would see each other at canoe races and barbecues and stuff, games. Because my brother played hockey and so did he. But we didn't start dating until about, I want to say, almost 8 years ago. And we've been married for 2 now. So
you knew each other since kids.
Yeah.
And so do you ever pick on each other? I remember when you did when you're
me relentlessly when we were younger, relentlessly, and I hated him. I am not gonna lie. There were so many times where I'm just like, dude, I want to punch this kid. but we became friends, and I was kind of like one of the guys. He taught me how to play basketball and stuff. When we were growing up, we lived right next door to each other at a time. And, like we were buddies. Like I introduced him to the mother of his son. He's got an 18-year-old son, and like she was one of my good friends in high school, and they met through me. Of course, it didn't work out, and things happen. But like we've always been in each other's life in some way or another, and we became the best of friends. And I really do think that some of the best relationships start out that way.
And that's probably helped you guys work through a lot of stuff. Like if you had problems, being like, hey, we're still maybe we disagree right now, but we're still friends when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
So how do you ever give him a hard time from back then? Like, oh, you used to pick on me, huh?
Yes. We both do it though, like, because he knows my ex, they were friends, and vice versa. So we always kind of pick on each other a little bit here and there, but we all still get along pretty well. And it just, we weren't each other's people, you know what I mean? Jay and I have kind of, I don't know, we just gravitated towards each other. It wasn't planned. It wasn't anything either of us could stop either, So
Right.
Yeah, and the fact that we both do music didn't hurt either. So
yeah, that it helps to have something in common that you guys can share.
Yeah.
And then you guys work together in some of your businesses and all that kind of stuff too. And Arizona Insider, this poor guy here, he even went on Rants with Roger to talk about, I was in the friend zone for 15 years. So they get engaged and everything. And because of COVID, now they had to delay their wedding. He's like, I got all the way there, and then I couldn't even get married because of this.
Oh, man. That stinks. I do. I recently just met Arizona Insider, actually, in another channel. So,
yeah, he's a really cool guy.
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about being in Alaska? Because I know a lot of people here have plans of going up there because they're
fishing, man.
The fishing?
Yes, all day long. Yeah.
Nice.
And I mean, it's a beautiful place to be in the summertime. Of course, the winters are cold, yeah, and it's dark most of the time in the winter, and then it's light all summer. But the fishing's pretty good. And it's just a beautiful place to be if you're into the outdoors. Yeah.
Right.
Definitely check it out sometime.
What's your favorite kind of fish?
I like king salmon.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. So we actually did a live last summer where Jay was fishing and my son and I were kind of on the sandbar there, and he caught like a 50-pounder live, and everybody was kind of thinking that was neat. So we thought we were going to get skunked because it was super warm out that day, but he got one on. It was pretty cool.
And from what I've seen, fishing for salmon isn't an easy task.
No, it's not.
And Kristen says Alaska, she heard, has the best fishing.
It is. It's a great place. Halibut's good too. Yes, Mima, I agree.
So, what are your plans for the future in your channel and your music? What do you want to do in the future with them?
I've been entering some songwriting competitions, and I've got like several clips on Songland's Instagram page. Where I would really like to either sell a song one day or professionally record one and just get it out there. Right. Like it's every songwriter's like goal, you know what I mean? But it's just fun, and I do it to get through life. It's my therapy. It's how I deal with things, is writing music and expressing myself. So I mean, I'm never gonna stop as long as I can, carry a tune still and write. I'll keep doing it. But I don't really have a huge channel goal. I'm just kind of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just fun to meet people and share with them. I like when people are like, hey, I can totally relate to that. That helped me so much. That's really my ultimate goal, is to just kind of be there for people musically. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. That's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I know there's songs that have gotten me through like tough times. Who's some musicians that have inspired you?
I would say Phil Collins is one. Uh, mm, oh man, Joss Stone. Um, I'm drawing a blank right now. Melissa Etheridge, Stevie Nicks. You know, like I'm into all sorts of different music, but those are the top, like, that kind of stand out right now.
So if you ever got to like open for one of them, you'd be like over the moon.
I would fall over dead. Yeah.
And Linda Barker want to know if you've ever traveled in the lower 48.
Yeah, actually, I've lived in both South Beach, Miami, and Bessemer, Alabama, for a couple years each, with both locations. And when I was in Bessemer, I sang there in Enterprise, Dothan, Bessemer itself, like all around Alabama. And then I actually drove to Chicago, Illinois, and sang in a couple blues jukes there. Got to see John Legend open for Joss Stone at the Taste of Chicago. That was like the best day ever for me, because I got to listen to two of the greatest musicians out there and just kind of stand there in the audience. And but it's cool. Like, I just love music, period. And yeah, so I've gotten to check out the music scene in the lower 48 here and there. Haven't been in Nashville yet, but it's a goal of mine. Definitely been invited to go down that way. But yeah, I mean, it's so much easier to get connections that way. We're in our own little world up here. So that's yeah, like I said, that's why I started the channel and stuff. So
yeah. And I've been to Enterprise, Alabama. I had my truck driving trainer was from there.
Oh, cool.
So I spent a little bit of time there. Basically, the only thing in town is the Piggly Wiggly, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. I lived right outside of Fort Rucker.
Okay.
And we, the local bars and all that fun stuff and whatever. But it was cool. It's just, I much prefer Bessemer and Dothan compared to Enterprise. So, or Birmingham. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And Enterprise is a dry county for those that don't know where that's at. So there's not even alcohol in that county. You can't even.
Yeah. No.
Can't even do that.
1 sec.
No problem.
All right. Sorry.
It's all good. And let's see. I saw somebody put it up here. I'm gonna see who put it up here. Because there we go. Kristen, she says you love how you perform barefoot.
Oh yeah, did she notice that?
Yeah.
I didn't think anybody could see my feet. Oh, that's funny. No, I do. I don't wear shoes inside my house or socks very often. So yeah,
People are very observant in your videos. They'll notice stuff that you don't.
Awesome. Oh, that's great.
So what has been like so far, like your favorite crowd that you performed in front of? Like, were there some people that really got into your music in one of the performances that you did?
I did. I played at a big bar we have here in Anchorage called Chilkoot Charlie's, and it was just an amazing crowd. Like everybody was really into it, real loud and fun and just swaying, and you're singing your own original song, and then by the third chorus they're singing along with you, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, this is killer, this is awesome.
Right.
You know
That's
what I
really
mean?
cool when they don't know it and they start singing along.
Oh
That's
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, so it was a pretty easy one, but yeah, it was fun. I was talking about Joss Stone, but now I'm going to go look. Oh yeah,
No.
Kristen, I do. She was talking about Joss Stone and her bare feet.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
no, I do too as well, and I did not know that about her. That's funny.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Oh wow.
So, do you
Yeah,
have any songs that you're working on right now that you really like?
Yeah, I've got one that's coming out. It's called Is This Love? It's a happy, positive song with kind of like a soft vibe, which is, kind of what I'm into right now. So it's got a good feel for it, and I'm excited to record and release it. I played it for Jay a couple times. I always screen my music through him before I upload or share or even record it. And
Just
if he does this, yeah, I go ahead and share it. But if he's like, hey, what were you thinking? Like, I won't even upload it. Like, I'm like, no, okay, all right, dude.
Right.
That's happened a time or two where he's been like, what were you thinking with that one? I'm like, dude, right. I don't know. It's just what I was feeling at the time.
That's what I had going on. What's the problem?
Or if I was talking to like a friend or something and they had a request of some type, but he always inserts himself in my songs. He's got a bad habit of that, where he's like, he thinks that all of it's about him, where I'm like, no, dude, like, it's not all personal, so I've had to explain that a couple times with my husband and tell him, like, dude, no, this is not about us, this is like, so yeah, and that's comes with the territory.
Yeah, I mean, but at least he's letting you know before you just put it out there, and then everybody's like, what is this nonsense that she's putting out?
Yep.
Has there been a time on YouTube where you thought you were just gonna stop doing YouTube altogether, and something kept you going, or someone?
Yeah, there was a time where I was like, you know what, I'm done. And I'm ashamed of that time, because I actually let people get to me, and I normally don't. But it was like I had somebody who was just relentless, and it was almost right after I first started. And, of course, I was very nervous when I first started the channel. And you can tell, like, the difference between my very first video and 2 years later. There's a huge difference, because I wasn't really, meeting my full potential at the time, because you're nervous, you're scared, you're afraid what everybody's going to think. Judgment is everywhere, and it can be damaging. So I let some trolls get to me, and I'm, crying to my friends or my husband, and I'm just like, I give up. This sucks. I'm just here I am, bearing my soul and trying to share what I love, and just screw this. I'm done, and they're like, don't you dare give them what they want, dude. Like, what are you thinking? Don't let that beat you down. You gotta, if you love doing this, then that's what you're supposed to be doing. Like, get on it, buck up, and I took that advice, and it's been a lot easier and better for me since. Like, I've even improved. Like, I've taken some of the negativity thrown my way and used it as constructive criticism and gotten better for it. So thanks. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and the other thing too is, like, I look at it like, that person, how sad is their life that that's how they get enjoyment? That's the
Yeah.
way you really got to look at it. I almost have empathy for those people because it's like, not only do you not have nothing else going on, but your enjoyment is to come and tear somebody down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you don't even know.
Hmm.
So, what happened in your life to make you that kind of person? That's pretty sad.
Yeah, exactly. And I've always treated everyone with love and kindness. And even if I've had a troll come to me and be like, okay, that was me 6 months ago. And I'm so sorry. Like, it had nothing to do with you and all to do with what was going on in my life at the time. But I had no
Hmm.
right to, and I was just like, dude, I forgive you. I forgave you the day you did it, and they were just blown away, and now we're friends, and
Right.
she's one of my biggest supporters now. So
And
yeah,
that's
it happens.
yeah. It's amazing though. Like it takes a bigger person to be able to forgive for sure.
Yeah.
But it's stuff like that where somebody went, man, and that's why I try to tell you guys, like, the person that's doing that, there's something wrong inside them.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I mean, you can take little pieces, like if they say something like, oh, your camera's shaky, I hate your stuff. Take off the I hate your stuff part of it and go, oh, my camera's shaky. You know what I mean? Because there can be some constructive criticism even in a troll remark that you can take and use, but you just have to, you have to be able to be that bigger person and do that.
Yep. It's important.
Yeah. So has there been any comments though that have really made your day though too, besides the
Oh
ones I've said?
yeah, just the opposite. Yeah, definitely. Where if even if I'm feeling down and I'm doubting myself, I'll still keep creating. And if I make a song that I don't necessarily think is my best, and somebody comes along and they're just like, I needed to hear this. Like,
Hmm.
thank you. This was awesome. This helped me in a big way. That's like what stands out to me. And it
Right.
happens quite a bit. Like, I don't know why, but people always tell me, like, are you writing my life? Like, your lyrics are so relatable and this and that. And I swear you're taking pieces of my life and putting them into song. And I'm just like, dude, I write from my personal experiences and the experiences of those around me.
Hmm.
And everyone, I think, can relate to that
Well,
in some way.
yeah. Well, that's the thing is most people don't, they don't take the time to understand all humans are the same. We all
Yeah.
want love. We all want all this stuff. And Gary Vee said something the other day, and he's like, everybody sucks. Everybody thinks they suck. Everybody sucks. And
Yeah.
as soon as you get through that through your head, it makes it a lot easier for you to get on with your own life and
True.
go, oh, everybody thinks they suck. Everybody thinks their own life sucks. So why am I going to sit there and get down on myself? Like, if people are enjoying my stuff or whatever you're doing, be happy about that,
Yep.
because you never know what's going to happen. Like that lady that you came back and you said, oh, I forgave you, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have made her turn into a better person to go, oh, before I start being mean to somebody, maybe I should take a breath.
Yeah. She has mentioned where our friendship has done a lot for her as far as, change goes and living more positively,
Hmm.
and being a little bit easier on those around her. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And if I can make a difference like that, then I've reached my goal, man. Like, cause that is ultimately what I want to do, is just spread as much love as I possibly can through song,
Yep. Yep.
you know?
And Paul says, yeah, never let them get you down. Live for you, and if you see something you like and enjoy it and want to share it, good for you. If they want to hate on you, ignore them.
Oh yeah. Okay. I like that. Thank
Plus,
you.
you haven't arrived until you have haters either.
That's
You
what
aren't.
I've heard that a few times where everyone's like, you haven't made it on YouTube until you get trolls. I'm like, dude, you know what? I figured that out pretty quickly too. I
But
think all musicians have them though. And, it's just the thing.
yeah, yeah, it's especially in music. Like, I remember when I was younger. Now I enjoy whatever I that sounds good. Like if it's got a good melody or whatever, I enjoy it. But I remember when I was really young, I'm like, I hate all country music and all this and all that, and just like that's my team. I only rock music. Heck with everything else. And so it takes growth to be able to enjoy other things in life.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Do
Thank you,
you?
Box Vandy.
Yeah, yeah. And Jerry Holly says that you make me cry, but he loves it. So
No, I don't mean to bring the tears on, but
right.
you know,
It,
that's yeah.
but that's good though, because
Yeah.
if your music or whatever you do can evoke emotion in people, you know that means you're doing something right. If it's just music that people can listen to and just it's in the background, like background music,
Yeah.
um, what you're not making a difference. And like you said, you want to spread love and all that stuff. So the fact that you're really getting people's emotions um, is a good thing, because you're going to have those people attached to your music probably as long as you keep playing music. There's going to be people that are going to be there listening, and
Yep.
they're going to be attached to that. And we kind of talked about it before, and I'm sure people in here that have watched your channel would agree, to add the vlogs and show the background of your life.
Yeah, I that's a good idea. Like when you said that earlier, I was kind of like, oh, you know what? That's that doesn't sound too bad.
Right.
There are reasons why I haven't, because Jay's so super private, but I think I could get him on board and even maybe just do some couple things when he's at work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, that could even be a possibility. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And because everybody here has been enjoying learning more about you so far that didn't know that much about you. Um, what would you say? Like, are there big YouTubers that you've watched that you've kind of taken things from and like to use in your own channel?
Nah, well, I mean, there's Bernadette teaches music. I mean, I did learn how to play the uke from her.
Mm,
Um, and but and she's awesome, by the way. But other than that, I honestly I kind of keep it within the community. You know what I mean? And like I watch those I come across like in chats and uh, via comment and stuff. Like I don't really seek out other YouTubers. You know what I mean? I
mm,
don't go hunting. Uh,
right.
but like I haven't really been one to watch the bigger channels. I've kind of been stuck in the small tuber community. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Well,
that's fine with me. I
yeah.
think that they deserve it. I
Yeah.
think they deserve the time. And yeah, so that's yeah.
Yeah. And it's yeah, that's fine. I'm just always curious because there's different YouTubers that I've taken um things that they do and incorporated, not exactly the same, but just general ideas and stuff like that, and incorporate into it. So I'm always interested um, where people's um, ideas come from and stuff like that, because for me it's something else that I can check out. You know what I mean, and learn from. Uh, what what would you say the biggest challenge in being in Alaska is? Just living there.
Oh, dealing with the extreme weather difference, in the seasons for sure. Like the summers have been getting hotter and hotter, but it's just the opposite in the wintertime. They get colder and longer, and it can be miserable. And then
Hmm.
the light all the time or dark all the time, it gets to you. It's challenging stuff for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of know how it is to be in the cold up there. I had a little property in Colorado, and where I was at in December, it got down to -21.
Oh man.
So
That's cold.
Yeah, it's when you go outside and get that cold, your lungs feel like they're burning because
Yes.
it starts to freeze the mucus in your lungs because it's so cold. So,
No, thank you.
um,
I don't enjoy it, and I don't even know how I've stayed up here for as long as I have. And I
yeah, if
did
you
leave
don't
in my
enjoy it,
20s. Yeah, I did leave in my 20s, but I came back because my siblings are here and nieces and nephews, and but had kids and stayed. But I have so wanted to go back down south many times.
well, you're gonna have to get an RV or something and come hang out with all of us and just play on the road.
Yeah, right. That would be the dream, man. That would be great. Get my own RV and go on tour.
Yeah,
A little YouTube tour.
you'll get there eventually. You'll
Yeah.
get there eventually. It just takes a little time. Um, yeah, try outdoor camping in negative. Well, I was outdoor camping. I was in a pop-up trailer at -21. So basically, once you get past about -10, I think it all feels about the same. So I have done that. No problem. No problem. So hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. She's gonna play like song or two for us here in a little bit, so you guys can kind of hear her songs that she likes.
Oops, hit that. Ran into that one. Whoopsie.
Yeah, that's all good. It happens.
Small area.
So I kind of asked you like what one of your favorite songs is earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to play one of those for us? One of your favorite ones?
Yeah. I'll start out with one I'm kind of used to
playing.
Yeah. And then if we'll go to the one we were talking about before, if this one goes well.
All right, no problem.
But yeah, this is one I'm more comfortable with, should I say, starting out.
Right. I find it interesting. Oh, your lyrics are written down, right? I was going to say, I don't think you probably have the music memorized.
Yeah, but sometimes like you just blank out, and it's just better to be safe than sorry. Even though I wrote it, I will forget my own song. I do that at times. So where I'm just like, damn it, what are the words? And I'm like, okay, nope, I got to look at it again.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah. Well, I'll put you on full screen so you can go ahead and have it to yourself. So.
All right. This song is, of course, an original, and kind of had a weird approach on Facebook, and that's what inspired this song. So I hope you guys like it. It's called "You're Never Gonna Get My Love." You've been testing my devotion, thinking that I'm giving in, confessing your emotions, hoping that you just might win. But I'm not gonna do all the things you want me to all them guys who wanna play. Keep on talking a big game, he's all I'm ever thinking of. You're never gonna get my love, keep on acting like a fool. I'm not wasting time with you, he's all I'm ever thinking of. You're never gonna get my love, no, you're never gonna get my love. He's all I'm ever thinking of. This girl's already taken. Yes, I found the one for me. and you truly are mistaken. If you think I'm gonna leave, I hope you finally see he's the only one for me. To all them guys who wanna play, keep on talking a big game, he's all I'm ever thinking of. You're never gonna get my love, keep on acting like a fool. I'm not wasting time with you, he's all I'm ever thinking of. You're never gonna get my love, no, you're never gonna get my love. He's all I'm ever thinking of. What is going through your mind? I'm not the foolish kind, no. If you're looking for some fun, go on ahead and find another one. To all them guys who wanna play, keep on talking a big game, he's all I'm ever thinking of. You're never gonna get my love, keep on acting like a fool. I'm not wasting time with you, he's all I'm ever thinking of. You're never gonna get my love, no, you're never gonna get my love. He's all I'm ever thinking of. You're never gonna get my love.
All right, hold on here. Put us back both up here. There we go. Awesome.
And I laugh at myself after I perform, just so you guys know. I always laugh at myself because I'm a goof, dude. It's just a nervous tick. Call it a nervous tick.
It's all good. It's all good. Like everybody was enjoying it in here. You know, and Arizona Insider said that you got soul.
Oh, grazie.
And you were saying, Arizona Insider, oh, you got concert or hall or whatever going on. Actually, I've got quite a few musicians coming up, and you're the first person that's performing on my stream ever. So.
Oh, sweet! No, I'm honored, man.
Yeah, you're the first musician, so I wanted to make sure I got somebody that, you know, I enjoyed it as the first person to be on play music. So.
Yeah, no,
awesome.
I appreciate that. That's really cool.
So where did that song originate from?
Dude, I'm not even lying. I had a person on Facebook start messaging me, offering me money to play in my lingerie. And I kept saying no. And I was like, dude, I'm married. I'm not into that. That's not who I am. Go away. And he kept upping the money amount. Like, he's like, 500, 600, 700, fine, $1,000. I was like, dude, I'm not doing it. And I got so frustrated, I ended up having to block the poor guy. And I don't like blocking people. It sucks. But I did. I had to block him. And I was so furious, so mad at the time. I wrote it. That's what came out of me. And yeah, it's one of my more catchy ones. Jay really likes it too, because of course it, right. Yeah, so it's one of his favorites. But
I'm actually really impressed though, because I think a lot of people would have buckled to that. You know what I mean? Price keeps going up at a certain point, and you're like, no, the heck with you. Not only that, yeah. I'm going to write a song about it just to tell you to F off.
That is
I love it, man.
Too.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it. And Scrapper says he was holding up his big lighter in broad daylight there.
Give him my number, slow momentum.
Yeah, you'll play in your. I know slow momentum would play in his lingerie for 1,000. So.
Yeah, that's what Jay said. He goes, tell him I'll wear a dress, and I was like, dude, oh, it was so funny. He goes, I'll do it. I was like laughing because I tell my husband everything, and I was like, dude, this is what's going on right now, and he's like, ask him if he wants me to do it. I was like, Oh, I never laughed so hard.
So that's amazing though. So I mean, no wonder why you laugh every time after that song for sure,
Yeah,
because you can just you
I just
remember it.
remember that whole day.
Well, that's amazing though. See that's what I like to hear because like I said, I wrote a couple songs before, and the guy I wrote them with, he always get mad like when I'd tell it, like if we were playing live, I'd like to tell the story of how he came up with it. But
Hmm.
it's always interesting to me because if anybody that hasn't written a song before, sometimes they just come to you. Like
Yeah.
you're just playing and like the lyrics come and everything just comes to you and it's like out of it's basically
Just
God given you,
yep, just out of the blue at times. This very last one that's coming up, like on the channel. I was literally just in the bathroom putting on mascara and stuff, and just the chorus just hit me out of
Hmm.
nowhere. And the chorus came first before the verses, of course. And I was like, "Oh, that I gotta write that down," you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of nuts how quick it comes at times.
Yeah. I remember I was watching um if you look on Howard Stern, there's one with Chris Cornell when he's on there and he's doing Black Hole Sun. And he's like, I was driving down the road and the whole thing came to me, the guitar hook, the all the lyrics, everything. And so I always love hearing that because it's like there's talent, but sometimes it's just, you know, God can send you a thought or whatever, and you just if you're willing to listen and go with it,
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen.
So true. So
Yeah.
true.
What I mean, that's a good one. What is another like song that you've come up with um, that you have a good story for that you just like to that you remember?
Um, well, I have a song called Yesterday, and it's about a friendship gone bad. And I'm not too proud of a part of it, but like, I was very honest in this song. But that one does stick out, and people actually liked it. And they were shocked too, because it's not the normal type of thing I would usually put in a song. But I was honest in the lyrics, and at the time, of course, I was heartbroken and upset. Since the friendship is mended, and they actually even liked the song and were appreciative of the fact that they were my muse for that one.
Right.
But yeah, that one stands out. I've got, and it's a long going joke with my friends here on YouTube, where you better watch out and what you say and what you do to Sam, because you might end up with a song about you. So, they're like, we're really careful now, and I'm like, oh, you guys suck. But
Well,
yeah, I
you wouldn't
know a
be the
lot
only
of
you wouldn't be the only Canadian that's ever written a song about somebody. I think Alanis Morissette wrote wrote a few songs about people.
yeah. I don't know. It's fun. But I did end up getting a lot of channel requests after
Mm,
that, and people would come to me and be like, "Can you make a song for my channel?" And I did. I started making a few, and now I've got a list of like 30 channels that want songs, and
whoa.
yeah, I've got to get to that list actually. It's just it got to the point to where I was just like, okay, I need a break from the YouTuber songs, get back to my original stuff. And yeah, so but
If
it was
you
fun.
if you have that many, man, it might be start almost time to where you get like five or whatever, and be like, because you're so busy, be like, you guys at least gotta, in order to be on the list, at least gotta give me a little cash or something because
Somebody mentioned that. They were like, you need to start charging, and I was like, nah, I couldn't do that, man. I don't think I could.
yeah,
I feel
well,
feel weird asking for money.
yeah, and Captain Jack Trapper, there's another one. You're so vain, but you think the song is about me. That's another
I
one
make my
written about
songs
somebody.
about. Yeah, that's funny.
Well, we have a couple minutes left in the show.
Hmm.
If you had to tell somebody like, if you want to play another song, we got time for that. And if you want to tell somebody like what your channel's about, because I think it's just your music right now.
Yeah.
So the floor is yours. I'm going to put you up again. You can have the last couple of minutes and tell people what you want to tell them.
Okay. Sure. Like I said, I'm Samantha Lee's Originals, and I'm an original songwriter from Alaska, and I I like writing original music, playing my uke, and you know, making friends. That's why I'm here. There's nothing else really to it other than the fact that like I just enjoy meeting people from all over and sharing, tunes with them and relating to each other through music. Like that's really, I think it connects people. It draws us together. So like, you know, yeah, I mean, so, my stuff's not for everyone, but I try to, you know, uh, relate to just about everyone out there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just a people person, and I feel weird being on the spot right now. So,
Well, I wasn't trying to put you on the spot, but I figure, let people hear from you a little bit.
yeah.
But we're out of time. You guys go over to Roy and Becky's. Stay with me for a minute. I'm going to play the outro video. I will see you guys tomorrow, and stop waiting for life to happen and make life happen, guys. Later.